Hi, my first grade friends. So welcome back to another read aloud activity. So this is an activity where I get to share one of my favorite books, and then you get to learn not only my favorite book, but also how to use something called Flipgrid. You might have used Flipgrid before, maybe with kindergarten, or maybe with your mom or your dad, or some sort of family thing where you send a quick video, but you'll be doing one of them today in response to one of my questions that I'll ask you at the end of this video. So what I want to do now is I want to show you it's a little heavy. My library is filled with bins of books. They either are a letter book, so for you to help reading and grow as a reader, or they might have a word on it and it might be a genre, which means all the books are about something, maybe sports or fairy tales, Dr. Seuss. That's what a genre is. Well, this isn't exactly a genre. This is just a bin of all my favorite read aloud books. Now, some of them are from when I was a little kid. I was your age. This was my favorite book. Some of them might just be because I like the character. I love Angelina. She is a mouse character, and I love this book. Or I might like the book because it teaches you something. How do dinosaurs say goodnight? I like the dinosaur series. Well, I pick all my favorite books and I put them in this bin. And one of the books that is my favorite is called Beekle, The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend. Unimaginary? If you've ever had an imaginary friend like me when I was little, I had a bunch. This is a really fun book to read. It's about a little imaginary friend there who lives in the imaginary world, but no kids want to pick him to be his imaginary friend. It's not like if you go to adopt a dog or a cat or something where you can pick one. Imaginary friends you have to make up with your imagination, your creativity, and no one is imaginating Beekle. So once he gets imagined and he becomes a friend, it just shows you how awesome it is to have friends, whether it's imaginary, over the computer, or even in person. So let's get started reading one of my favorite books, Beekle. Okay, well, here's the book we'll be reading, Beekle. You can see here Beekle is. He kind of looks like Baymax from Big Hero 6. Nice marshmallow belly and not much of a face, and then he has a nice gold crown. And here he is in a city with all these humans. The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend. Wow, look at all these little kids with their imaginary friends. They must love it. Oh, but there's Beekle all alone. You can really try to imagine how Beekle must be feeling. All these kids are smiling, having a good time, and then Beekle's all alone. He must be pretty sad and lonely. He was born on an island far away where imaginary friends were created. Here they lived and played, each eagerly waiting to be imagined by a real child. Eager means that you can't wait, you're super excited, you really want something to happen, so he's really eager. He's eagerly waiting to be imagined. And here's all these other imaginary friends waiting for someone to pick them. Every night, he stood under the stars hoping for his turn to be picked by a child and given a special name. He waited for many nights. So he doesn't even have the name Beekle yet because he doesn't have an imaginary friend, or well, a human friend. But see all these imaginary creatures getting up into space, and they'll be put into the world with children. And they're all so happy to see everyone going up, knowing one day their turn will come. But Beekle is not having a good time. He cannot find anyone. And look, but his turn never came. It's so empty and sad here. His mind filled with thoughts of all the amazing things that were keeping his friend from imagining him. Maybe playing sports, reading books, playing the guitar, juggling, baking. He's thinking of all the things the kid must be doing because otherwise he should be playing with him. So rather than waiting, ... If you look really closely, you see he's building something. He did the unimaginable. All all these imaginary friends are waving goodbye, goodbye, and it looks like he's setting out to sea. Look how determined he is. I will find my friend. He sailed through unknown waters, faced many scary things. Look, he's riding the whale. But thinking about his friend gave him the courage to journey on. Until he reached the real world. I don't know about you, but I see this page and I just get scared. I feel really small. Look how small he is compared to these big ships, these big buildings, this big ocean. And it's so dark and gloomy, whereas on this page, it was so sunny and colorful and fun. I hope he'll be okay. The real world was a strange place. No kids were eating cake. No one stopped to hear the music. And everyone needed nap time. Look at all these adults taking naps on the train. Then he finally saw something familiar. So he followed. Now walking around on the ground of the city, everyone's really, wearing dark clothes. It's really a dark and kind of foggy and kind of grumpy world, but he sees a colorful imaginary friend. He had a good feeling about this place, but he looked everywhere and could not find his friend. Look at this. He found a colorful playground in all that darkness. Let's follow this little dotted line. It's Beekle walking around. Ooh. Do you hear that? Wow, this is pretty exciting. Did you know when you're in school, they sometimes make announcements? That's one of the secretary's voice. That secretary's voice comes out of the ceiling through a speaker, and she'll talk to a teacher, or they'll call a student down, or maybe they'll tell you if there's a fire drill. Wow, how lucky that that was able to happen during our lesson. I bet that'll happen a lot more during the school year. Well, anyways, we have a job to do. We have to help Beekle find his way. So he went up the slide. He's pretty excited to go down that slide, but as he's walking around seeing all these other kids playing, he starts to get pretty sad. Look, that kid has a dragon on a kite. He's walking around here. These kids are playing hide and seek, but not with him. There's a guy sitting with a cat here. This is a cloud for an imaginary friend. He's looking everywhere, but everyone seems to be having fun, and he's all alone. So he climbed to the top of a tree and looked out. He was wishing and hoping his friend would come. So you see all these kids hanging out. They're having a lot of fun. They're smiling, but he's all alone. He looks a little scared now. He shouldn't have climbed to the top. But no one came. You can see his kids running away, and the wind is blowing. Leaves are falling. Think to yourself, what season is this? Winter, spring, summer, fall? I see leaves are changing colors. Wind is blowing. Here, answer on the count of 3 with me. 1, 2, 3. Fall. If you said autumn, that's right too. Fall is also called autumn. Yes, it's getting a little cold out, and no one's coming for him. He thought about how far he'd come, how long he'd waited, and felt very sad. Then he heard a noise below. Hello? Look there, Beekle's all the way at the top, and there's a little girl at the bottom. And it seems like a paper must have fallen into the tree. Oh, doop, 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 doop. He climbs down the tree, and when he hands it to her, look at that. Look at that, a smile. Her face was friendly and familiar, and there was something about her that felt just right. Look. She's smiling, she's nice and warm, it's starting to get colorful again, and she even drew a picture of the two of them. At first, they weren't sure what to do. Neither of them had made a friend before. Look, do they hug? Do they shake hands? Do they wave? But after a little while, Alice, she's saying her name's Alice, they realized, Beekle. Look, she named him Beekle. I'm Beekle. Hi, Beekle. They realized they were perfect together. He finally got a name. And that's the cover's name, Beekle. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They shared their snacks. They told funny jokes. Here they are relaxing on the ground drawing. The world began to feel a little less strange. Hey, remember this guy? Now the kids are making friends too, just like the imaginary friends are. And together they did the unimaginable. My friends, look here. What are they doing? Now they're traveling to the imaginary world together. They must have a great imagination if they can go that far. The end. And look, I really like this part because you see all the kids that Alice and Beekle are now friends with. But then look, there's Alice and Beekle together with a drawing that she made him. I love this book because it shows you that sometimes you need to go searching for your friend. And maybe that friend was waiting to find you too. First grade, there are so many kids, and I really hope that you get a chance to meet all the first grade students, whether in person, on the computer, or I don't know, out at the store, shopping with your parents. I hope that just like Beekle, you make a lot of friends this year. And that is why this is one of my favorite books. Beekle with me, I'm going to put it back in the Miss Remitz's favorites bin. Maybe I'll read more of those to you throughout the year. Now, I want to know what your favorite book is. Is it a book that your parents read to you ever since you were born? Is it a book that you picked up at a book fair, maybe here or at another place? Are you just taking a book from the library for a little bit? Or maybe is it even a book that's on the computer already? Well, you are going to post a Flipgrid to me. It's a short little video showing us your favorite book and telling us a little bit about it and why you like it. That way we can build our own favorite bin book or our own library. Well, here's a quick little video on how to find and film a Flipgrid. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Okay, so while you're doing your Nearpod lesson, yours might look a little different since I'm on the teacher version, but it'll bring you to something called Flipgrid. It'll give you a link, and when that link pops up, it'll have a blue button and the red button. Now in Miss Remitz's class, I have a little joke that I like to say. When in doubt, click the blue button. Google will always try to have their important buttons in blue. And so when you click that, it'll ask you to join. And yours might just go automatically, but I'm a teacher, so I have so many different emails. And I click the one that says my name on it, and boom, there I am. Look, it says our favorite books. This is how you get to Flipgrid, whether in Nearpod or in a Google Class link. It'll always bring you to this page. Sometimes there will be a picture or a short little video. Here I am explaining what to do in this Flipgrid. I'm saying, do you enjoy reading Beekle with me? It's one of my favorite books because I love imaginary friends. What is your favorite book? Show us below. You can show us the book, tell us where you got it, and why it's your favorite. I explain that all in here if you want to see me being silly, explaining it all again. Yours might be green, yours might be purple. This is the record a response button. If you click on that, it'll ask you to film a video, and you'll get to film one, and we'll all get to watch it. So you can say hi to me, hi to first grade, or hi to your class. I always like to wait till the end of the day once everyone's posted their video, and then I watch them all at once, kind of like a first grade movie. I think it's a lot of fun. So if you ever want to come back and see what the other favorite books are of your classmates and your grade friends, well, This is the perfect way, and you'll get to build a library as big as Miss Beeler's. All right, well, get filming.